All right, today we're diving into one of the world's oldest and, honestly, most fascinating collections of stories, Hindu mythology. We're talking about a universe just packed with epic heroes, divine struggles, and some seriously profound philosophy that has shaped culture for thousands of years.
I mean, just listen to that. This quote really sets the scene, doesn't it? This isn't just a collection of quiet fables. No way. We're talking about a dynamic, cosmic battlefield where gods, demons, and heroes are constantly clashing over the very fabric of reality. So let's explore how it all fits together.
Okay, before we go any further, it's super important we get on the same page about the word myth. When we talk about myth in this context, we're not talking about something that's false. Not at all. A myth is a foundational story. It's a narrative that explains a society's worldview, its origins, and its place in the cosmos. These are the stories that give everything meaning.
So, what exactly is Hindu mythology? Well, the first thing you've got to understand is that you can't just point to one single book like you can with some other traditions. It's way bigger than that. Think of it more like a massive, sprawling library of stories, one that's been built up over thousands of years from all these different sources.
And here, you get a real sense of that diversity. You've got the ancient, sacred scriptures called the Vedas. You've got the great epics, or the Itihasas. You've probably heard of the Ramayana and Mahabharata. Then there are the Puranas, which are just jam-packed with lore. And it doesn't stop there. You also have regional texts and even popular fables. Each one adds another incredible layer to the whole tapestry.
And that leads to a really key point. These stories didn't just appear fully formed. They grew, they evolved, they changed over some 4,000 years. So to really get what they're about, we have to trace that journey all the way back to its most ancient roots. Okay, so this timeline really maps it all out for us. It all kicks off in the super ancient Indus Valley Civilization, where we see these early hints of mother goddesses. Then we move into the Vedic period, which introduces us to foundational gods like Indra, the chief god, and Agni, the fire god. After that, boom, the epic period, which gives us those grand, sweeping narratives. And then comes the Puranic period, and this shift is absolutely crucial. It's where the mythology gets more personal, focusing on people's individual relationships with major gods like Vishnu and Shiva. All right, let's zero in on that epic period, because this is where two of the most influential stories in human history really come to life. And these aren't just adventure tales. They are cultural cornerstones that have defined ideas of morality and duty for centuries. And here you can see the two pillars, side by side. On one hand, you have the Ramayana. It's a pretty focused story about Prince Rama, whose life is basically a blueprint for something called Dharma, the path of righteousness. Then you have the Mahabharata. This thing is a sprawling, massive epic about a devastating war, and it just dives headfirst into all the gray areas of duty, sacrifice, and morality. It's incredibly complex. Okay, so we've looked at the stories. Now let's get into the engine that drives all of this, right? The gods, the core beliefs, and the fundamental structure of the cosmos itself. So right at the absolute center of everything is this concept called Brahman. Now, this isn't a god with a personality and a story. It's something much bigger. Think of it as the single, supreme, unifying reality of the entire universe, the cosmic source that everything comes from and everything eventually returns to. And from that one formless reality of Brahman, we get the Trimurti, which you can think of as the three main faces or forms of the divine. Each one has a critical job. You've got Brahma, the creator, who brings the universe into being. Then there's Vishnu, the preserver, who maintains balance and order. And finally, you have Shiva, the destroyer, whose job is to dissolve the universe, but only so it can be created all over again. It's this endless cosmic cycle. So let's zoom in on Vishnu, the preserver, for a second. His entire gig is to maintain that cosmic balance, to protect Dharma. And when things on Earth get really, really bad, when evil is just running rampant, he doesn't just sit back and watch. Nope, he gets directly involved. He actually descends to Earth in a physical form. And these forms are what we call avatars. There are said to be 10 main ones, the Dashavatara. And there's a clear pattern. A crisis erupts, an avatar appears to restore righteousness, and the world is brought back from the brink. And this is what connects everything back together. The great heroes of the epics, guys like Rama and Krishna, turns out they're actually these divine avatars sent to Earth to make sure good prevails. And this is maybe the most important thing to get. We are not just talking about ancient history here. This whole mythological framework is the living, breathing foundation of a faith that's practiced by over 1 billion people today.
And you can see right here how those ancient gods formed the core of modern Hinduism's main devotional traditions. You have traditions centered on Vishnu and on Shiva, and also on Devi, the Divine Mother. What's interesting is that even though Brahma's the creator, his job is kind of seen as done. So worship today really focuses on the deities who are actively preserving and transforming the cosmos right now. And the stories we've been talking about, they are absolutely central to their worship and philosophy.
So when you put it all together, what you have is this powerful, continuous narrative, a story that has been told and retold and reinterpreted for over 4,000 years. And you can see its influence everywhere, in art, in festivals, in philosophy, and in the daily spiritual lives of millions of people.
And that kind of leaves us with one final thought. In a world that's changing faster than ever, what can we learn from a system of stories that is literally defined by its ability to adapt, to endure, and to find new meaning across thousands of years? It's really a testament to the incredible power of a great story.